Good evening, good late afternoon, one and all, to the very last night of regular season for the K12 Esports League, Fortnite specifically. And I know these teams are raring to go for week 6. I'm Dustin Owens, the co host of the K12 Esports League, along with Robbie Menegdeg, the commissioner. And we are here to cast this action for you today.
Yeah, I mean, as Dustin mentioned, last matches of this winter season in 2026, which is crazy to say. Had a really great week this week so far on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Let's finish it off with this banger of a Thursday with Fortnite, as always. And Dustin sent us to gameplay whenever it's ready. Couple of disclaimers. We are a high school esports league, so keep chat appropriate, keep it vibey, all those sorts of things. We are on a 3-minute delay, and then we also have a million things going on. So if we happen to go silent for any stretch of time, don't worry, we will be back. But we are into this one on board quickly with the OOS Yetis, Seiji, Mander, Livy, Ivy, Fly. We were missing one or two of them last week, actually, so glad to see a full team of 4 here for the OOS Yetis, as they will take down quite a few players. Always down. Always Dan is down. Skylar Bear is down. That's only 2, though, so I believe the other 2 players from that team did land. It looks like the bottom left side of our minimap right now with that purple arrow. Except I want to say that was our ISWA squad, as one more will drop. We'll see on the map there. But very excited for what we got going on here today, for sure. On board now with NCVA, we got Blown, Raz, Mega, Marbles Tokyo, and Stern going up against Tiva. I feel like this is a matchup that continues to happen sometimes, Dustin, at the start of games. Definitely saw it in, I want to say it was playoffs, the very last day of playoffs during the fall season. In the last game, these guys landed at the same exact POI, and there was a very long, dragging out fight. I can't even speak right now. Words are hard, but it was a long fight between the 2 of them, and these are 2 of our strongest teams as well. So I don't know if it's intentional or what, but at the moment, NCVA feeling really strong, very healthy, and when we do pan over to Tiva, we're seeing a couple players actually pretty low, but of course Brayden now popping some bandages will be feeling much, much, much better.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Like we've definitely seen these 2 teams, and I think a lot of it has to do with them landing obviously at the same POI. Makes the most sense. They're wanting to get this team out because they know in the long game that they could definitely be, a bigger threat. I don't know if they know exactly who they are. I wouldn't think that they would, because they don't have the spectator tools that we have, but nonetheless, it is a team and eliminations that they can manage. So each team really wanting to kind of catch on that sort of early, and then that way it's one of the stronger teams that are out of the lobby a little sooner. So, but for them, yeah, it looks like we're kind of just in the stalemate at the moment. Raz currently making their way along to see if they could sneak around, but I think it looks like Tiva kind of backing up, with the exception of Subject Rex, who's currently kind of trapped um, by themselves at this POI.
Good thing for these 2 teams here is Storm has actually pulled bottom left this time. Obviously, the first storm is huge, right? Or the first safe zone is huge, but sometimes even this first storm, you do have to run quite a long way. Subject Rex will be rotating out, will not take any damage on the way too, so very, very good on them. However, we do have an NCBA player hot on their tail. Not sure exactly who that is, but they rotated very quickly. May have been the wrong call, as they are now in a 1v1. Could potentially be a 1v4 if the rest of the Tiva players do want to rotate back, but looks like they have opted to let Subject Rex fight it out. Razmega will win this one. Rex will drop and get officially taken out there by Mega. That is 1 elimination for NCBA. And really quickly, I do want to call out, I feel like we've been in this lobby already for 4 to 5 minutes. All squads are still remaining at this point in time, all 21. And of course, as I say that, we see 1 squad drop. So we're at 20 of 21 total here, still up in this one. Moving a little bit slower is this lobby. I think that pressure of the very last week hitting some of these players just a little bit. Some teams for sure already qualified for playoffs. Others are in contention. They have to have a good week this week to make sure that they do lock in their spot. And one of those teams, the OOS Yetis, getting very active in the elimination feed.
Yeah, and it just some of these teams, obviously they have full squads and everything. A few of them are missing just a couple players, so but they are here trying to get every single elimination that they can, as well as those placement points to put their team in the most successful point for playoff contingency and everything. Taking those top 18 teams from the varsity, as well as the top 24 teams from open, because we do have multiple open lobbies that we have to run every single Thursday as well. So definitely, definitely a lot of competition here, and these teams, you can tell they want it really bad. I think the slow start and everything, probably just making sure that they are able to get the loot that they need in order to be able to succeed in the long run. But right now, on with Frag
Absolutely.
and Kai, we do have so this is K12 PEA, one of their teams, along with the other K12 PEA team that's actually right in the same vicinity with Hydro Falcon and Striker and all them.
And just being able to not be seen as the other K12 PEA team, that was probably actually a really, really huge play call from their in-game leader or as a team, right? Just to let's not take that fight. It's still really early in this one. Let's just stay alive. Let's stay a strong team of four. I actually don't mind that at all, but once again on board with this WABA number 2 team. Always Dan, we did see drop at the very beginning of this game, have been rebooted at this point. Um, Pretty healthy is most of the team. Loot's all right at the moment. They would like to get some better loot, but you got to play with what you're given in Fortnite and battle royale style games. So we'll just have to see how this team does fare toward the end of it. Peanut Monkey definitely wanting some heals. I would have loved to have seen Diff Boy there drop that, as Peanut Monkey did just make it out of the storm to them. Switching over now to our Arva squad, who we have not seen on stream very much this season. RX with a crazy quick rotation will find that player, get a good shot, and eventually knock them. However, they are in a sticky spot here, as we see plenty of teams all around them. Lilo and Stitch decided to stay pretty far back in this one, did not rotate with the team, and that may end up being an okay play call at the end of the day, with Def and Lilo and Stitch still alive at this point. Their other two teammates did drop again. Want to call out, they dropped in between like 4 different teams there. They were able to get 1 or 2 eliminations out of it, but just not knowing that there was that many people around was a hard situation to be in.
Yeah, and coming online now, we do have the infamous Wava team coming in on this NCBA team. Looks like Exos is actually going to go down for the Wava team currently. Roshkin and Silly quickly kind of coming to the aid as much as they can, but Blown and Stern providing some pressure from that rooftop just across the way, along with whoever's underneath. Couldn't quite see their name as they try Raz Mega and Marvel's Tokyo. Roshkin dropping down, getting a good shot there on to Raz Mega. Believe they're going to be able to stay in it for momentarily at least. Marvel's Tokyo applying the pressure on this left side as well to Roshkin, trying to get them a little bit more boxed in and isolated from the rest of the group, but going to have to be careful because they are having to not only deal with the little bit of storm damage, but also the push continuing from this Wava's crew.
Yeah, and Waba playing down a member this first game at the very least definitely puts them at a little bit of a disadvantage. We do see Exos drop as well, so a 4v2 right now for NCVA against this squad. They would love to knock them out here. However, it looks like staying really healthy are both of these squads, and potentially a 2v3 right now, as I don't see the 4th NCVA player on screen at the moment, so it doesn't even matter. Wava will opt to rotate out. Great play call there. They are getting, NCVA now is getting poked down from a team outside of the storm. Excuse me. Sticky situation here for them. Luckily, that one player did rotate out for them, so they will for sure be able to stay alive at least for quite a while here. And that was Stern, as I do see Cavarori did just see them on their screen. But Kava, starting with 3 eliminations here today, has good positioning for this next storm. I'm sorry, zone, as always, with the Kava squad. Gummy actually took a lot of damage from that one shot there. Gonna hit that pot, get back up to about 200 health overall. But again, this game moving just a little bit slow here today, Dustin. 15 squads still up, 49 players still alive at this point in time.
Yeah, and I agree. I think it's just everybody's kind of inching their way in, getting what few eliminations that they can, and then kind of just moving forward a little bit here and there. Nothing too crazy. Kava currently eyeballing Matt over here from one of the Vava crew teams and everything like that with Real Steel, Jackrabbit. And it looks like Titan Fighter, they are going to come in on this Vava team and potentially take this fight. Jackrabbit already going down, though. Gummy currently going after Titan Fighter at the moment, who's isolated from Matt and Real Steel. But Kava having this superior style positioning definitely makes for a harder fight from the Vava team. Gummy taking some shots there on Real Steel. We also have AJ Place coming in over here on the side as well, currently who has no shield. Jackrabbit actually is up. Titan Fighter was able to get them up, and they're working on trying to get them healed and shielded up, I believe, at the same time. But yeah, we're going to see several Livid Lily, Imander, Seiji coming in on this NCVA team. Ivy currently is down and out. Seiji really low. Livy pretty low as well. Trying to get shielded up and maybe rotate out. And they are going to spot
Livy
her.
taking a lot of damage there. I would love to see Livy slow down, hit this mini pot. Will not have a chance to. Blown will find them. Taking more damage is Livy. Gonna try and actually push the envelope here. I don't mind that play call coming out of Livy. Now they have the time to hit this mini pot. Livy, go for it. Get the health up.
Good shot there
look
on
at
the
a nice
blown,
shot
though.
onto Blown.
Oh.
Unfortunately, not enough. They will get the knock. But we'll end up dropping at the end of it. Mander and Seiji still up for this OOS Yeti squad. They're probably just going to play the survival game for as long as they can, but taking shots onto that Tiva team, who's a strong team of 4 still in this one. Going to be a hard fight for them to take from deep. Tiva in a really actually good spot, pretty centered on the zone. Do have pretty good height advantage as well. They're currently boxed up at the moment. MGT is the only one kind of really looking for other players. Spotting Roshkin will be MGT, but only with that SMG at the moment. I would not recommend taking those shots there. Those are hard shots to hit, but we will see a Wava versus NCVA matchup once again here, as Too Silly or Bat Bear Jam will climb up right on top of them and get the builds down. The good thing, whoever comes out on top of this fight, they are set up for the next zone already.
Yeah, and I think this Wava team, being able to get Exos back up, obviously they're not 100% on this team, but they're also looking for kind of that little bit of vengeance and rivalry and everything, trying to make sure that they keep the pressure on this NCVA team coming in. And then obviously teams starting to kind of move into this position because it is zone. You got Tiva right outside of here, along with you see all the names popping up one time. Cookie Man,
yep,
a Freak, Sebi. They're actually below ground, so they're actually pretty safe from this particular fight. Hydro Falcon, Tanu Striker, Aiden Tube, also kind of rotating into the same vicinity. Hydro Falcon currently getting some damage taken from the Kava team, it looks like.
Hmm.
And there's
And
a lot of different shots going on.
dude, look at the mini map. There's so many arrows just in these tiny areas, and that's what I love about the end game of Fortnite. But while all of that was happening, uh, it looks like OHVA able to get really close to this NCVA squad and this WAVA squad, and then on top of them as well, at the very highest ground, is OOS. They were able to sneak up there while WAVA made that rotation onto NCVA. So very interesting to see how the minimap is looking right now, Dustin. We have basically two groups of a bunch of squads. One on the top side, one on the bottom side. In the next 5 seconds, I'm very interested to see where this zone does pool. And we're going to have just so much action here in the next few minutes that do come up.
Yeah, for sure.
It
Again,
pulls to the top side.
yeah, we're seeing all this kind of pile up in one little area. And then obviously once that rotation begins, I think that's when more of the intensity is gonna start to arise. Everybody's kind of taking little shots here and there at each team just to kind of give them like a heads up, like, hey, we're still holding space and trying to see if we can get one elimination before pushing forward. I'm Mander and Seiji actually up on that rock, currently have high ground in comparison to these other teams, which are down, and they're gonna start fighting as they rotate in with this storm coming in.
Ava and K12 PEA, one of those squads, rotated at the same time, and it ended up being great for Kava because K12 PEA was taking damage in the air, and Kava coming behind them, they kind of got that free rotation. So very, very lucky here for Kava. They have made a great rotation. They are into the next safe zone. They are fully boxed up as well. They won't have to take any fights if they don't want to. But shout out to Peekaboo and King Cooper. At the moment, a team of two still alive here. 11 squads still up, 32 players, and they have also made it to safe zone, so they can chill here. They do have Kava 2 right underneath them. They will steal this wall away. That is always a good play. Make sure that you have your own walls all surrounding yourself. Man, this is crazy. And look at all the teams on the bottom side of the zone. It is going to pull very deep to the top as well. So no matter what, everyone has a huge rotation coming up here. Striker going to help Hydro Falcon get their health back up. Looking at this WAVA squad once again, team of 3 now. Feeling also very healthy at the moment. Roshkin with 2 green weapons, though, not feeling so great as far as their loadouts. WAVA and OHVA will be the first two to try and start this rotation. OHVA rotating on the bottom side has played pretty well on that one. Yoshi getting taken down here. It looks like Tiva will be able to get a few of these Kava players. Not sure if that was a full squad elimination or not, but once again, this rotation is just absolutely insane. Everybody building themselves to the next safe zone. Not too many fights are happening out in the open. Mega gonna get absolutely bursted down. I'm Mander from OOS. We'll be able to get the last shot onto them. Staying alive are those 2 players from that squad, Stern and Blown. Last 2 players for NCVA. Good shots coming out of Stern onto that squad there. And another good shot onto Peekaboo coming out of Stern. Just playing this low ground, has not taken any damage. Good rotation. Will take a huge shot from Mander before knocking them, but ultimately dropping to Seiji. So again, OOS playing out of their minds here with just those 2 players. 7 squads still up, and the zone once again pulls to the north side of the map. The zone, the RNG not being nice to any of our players here on this game number 1 of the Varsity League. Last week of it, Annihilate going down for the Kava 2 squad. But they do have the rest of their teammates. Honestly, I'd probably leave Annihilate at this point. That Storm is ticking for too much damage. Peekaboo will get Hydro Falcon. Exos, WAVA still able to get Sebi as well. OHVA, though, this team, our Black Horse for the last 2 weeks, still alive, still active in the elimination feed of Freak and Cookie. Unfortunately, that will take Freak down, dropping on that one. Cookie still alive, though. I don't know if you're going to be able to pick up your teammate there. Going to be able to take down Boo Boo is Cookie, and also get the shotgun shot. My goodness. Cookie staying alive here for this Kava 2 team. That was awesome to see. All in the storm here. It's ticking for 10. This is not good here for Cookie. 4 teams up, 9 players still alive. Blackhaven, last player for OHVA here. We do see Roshkin is down. They will fully eliminate them. Damage taken from the top side. Blackhaven dropped MGT from Tiva, able to get them. 3 squads left here. It is 4 strong from Tiva. They will also take down Wava. This squad looking for the last player, and it will be Cookie Man taken down by Tuna. Tiva winning game number 1 here today in week number 6 with 18 eliminations to go around. Great game number 1 coming out of Tiva.
Yeah, that's a crazy just the first round. Obviously, we're seeing a little bit of a difference in terms of who took this lobby. But yeah, like just the slower gameplay in general is definitely something that we're not as familiar with even over the past few weeks. But all these teams doing everything that they can, giving it their all to get those placement points and those elimination points. But with that being said, we're going to get this second lobby set up for everybody and we'll be back as soon as possible with that action. So stay tuned. And we are officially back with round 2 of our varsity lobby to finish out our week 6 and the end of our regular season before playoffs starting next week.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be a broken record here this stream and this cast, but like it is wild that we are finishing up our winter season already. Playoffs starting next week, and then once playoffs is done, the K12 Esports League, at least in this capacity of running all of our matches on a week-to-week basis, is done until next school year. Of course, to all of our players and our coaches, just want to make sure everyone is aware and uh, knows about the stuff. We have some spring programming coming up, so be on the lookout for all of that. But we will get into this game here now that this Idaho squad has landed at the top of the map here on this snowy mountain. We have Airmail, Raptor, Puppy Pug, War Shards, and Dizzy. Not sure how much loot there is to like fully go around up here, but these guys are a very tenured team. They know what they're doing. So obviously they got a game plan, and we'll just have to see how it does play out for them on this one. Very spread around the map here. I'm very interested to know who that orange team is that landed in the very middle of the map. We'll figure that out later, though, as we will see once again the Tiva squad and the NCVA squad both land at Ripped Tides, just like game number 1 here tonight. It will be an NCVA versus Tiva fight here very, very early. The rest of Tuna's squad are rotating in. They landed a little bit further away. Tuna, unfortunately, dropped to 33 HP. Mixer Fire Ace, if I could give a guesstimate, probably at like 10 HP right now, was able to pop 2 mini pots, so they're feeling better, at least for the moment here. Tuna, though, taking more damage as MGT will get the 1v1 victory onto Blown. We'll be able to fully eliminate that player as well. Tokyo, though, running in, trying to do what they can to trade out for their teammate. Looking like we have a 4v3 at the moment. Tiba still with the advantage at the moment. Tuna somehow still alive. They're like on 1 HP at the moment. Do you see that? Tuna will finally drop. Mega able to take them down, but Drip Eddie and Mr. Fire Ace running at Mega right now. It is a 2v1. They have found themselves in. Mega still trying to run away. Will be able to rotate out. It looks like they will be safe for the moment. MGT playing sneaky here, popping up onto Fire Ace, I believe that is. No, not Fire Ace. I'm not sure who that NCBA player was, but not able to hit any of those shots. Again, it's just a very interesting, drawn-out fight here at the start for NCBA and Tiva. Tokyo will drop on a Fire Ace. Good builds by Fire Ace, able to get out for the moment. Trying to rotate fully out, will get dropped. Marvelous Tokyo, good shot there. And Tiva able to eliminate, I'm sorry, NCBA able to eliminate Tiva here. I believe there's one more Tiva player somewhere around the map. But they have a lot of eliminations at the current moment. Very early here does NCVA on board now, though, with this squad in Summer, Falcon, Veronica, and Mikey. Mikey in an island by themselves. I'm not sure where the rest of their teammates currently are.
I think they may actually be down based on what I'm seeing. Yeah, like right now they're the only one currently alive for their squad, so definitely trying to play it safe at the moment. But you were interested in this orange team, and this orange team is going to be that Waba, that first Waba team that we're used to seeing with Excess, Silly, and Roshkin, landing in the middle of
Yeah,
that map.
they were the only ones in Lethal Labs. So as a team of 3, able to loot up a whole POI with absolutely no pressure as far as other teams around them. They also have this whole opportunity now to get looted up, get as many mats as they can as they're pushing around the map to find fights. But we do have a fight going on right now between one of our K12 PA squads and the Kava 2 team. Sebi just waiting here in this bush. Probably could have gotten some chip damage there, but honestly, I'm totally okay with them just waiting it out as obviously K12 PA at that moment had way better positioning. They were on builds and all those sorts of things. Tanujet now trying to take some shots down onto Annihilate. Annihilate will be able to rotate out of the corner. All teams now safe from the storm at the moment. And I don't know if I was gonna say I don't know if a fight is gonna ensue here, but Striker getting some really good shots onto 2 players from this K12 squad. K12 will be rotating out. Not thinking that K12 PA will make a huge chase onto them, but we'll just have to see here.
Yeah, it looks like Striker might be heading in that direction just because I feel like it felt pretty good about the shots that they were able to pull, but Cookie Man and Freak up there able to get at least shielded back up anyway. Probably working on that health. They may looks like they're going to decide to maybe hold off for just a little longer and see if there's anything else kind of comes in. But with that being said, Batman and Rizzler here as a duo team with one of those like Imander and them coming in. Um, yeah, and Sebi and Cookie Man and them. So definitely going to have to play it a little bit more quiet. Maybe keep that dancing to a minimum for a moment if they don't want to get found out. But Cookie Man and them currently just on a roll, kind of heading to their next point. But currently coming over here to Livid Livy, Imander and Seiji was in the vicinity and is going to land right in the vicinity of this K12 PEA team, pretty much right on top of them. Very quickly, Livy heading in for the action here. Gonna try to build up around Tanu, create those walls. Striker taking a shot. Livy going down at 12 health. 10 health now with the storm currently ticking and is going to get taken by a Striker there. Seiji following up behind. Was able to get Aiden Tube down. Putting some pressure there on the Hydra Falcon. Some really good shots there in the air. Hydra Falcon almost going down, but actually, I believe Hydra Falcon ended up going down, but I'm not sure if it was because of maybe Annihilate up here on the ridge. I could be wrong. I feel like there was somebody else in the vicinity.
I believe it was Mander, and the storm did that final tick damage to them. I loved the aggression there by Livy. The only thing with that push was the storm was coming in, so I think that definitely had a little bit of an effect on how that fight did actually end up finishing. But Mander also still in the storm with the rest of that K12 PEA team, able to burst down not only Hydra Falcon but also Striker. It is now Tanu by themselves for this K12 PEA team. Mander pushing the envelope, gonna try and steal this wall away. Going up on top now. The good thing here for Mander, they have so much more HP than Tanu Jet. Tanu in a sticky spot here, just trying to win this wall fight. Is Mander will end up finally taking them down. This OOS Yeti squad on fire here in this game number 2. Already 8 eliminations to go around for their team with 50 plus players still alive. Feeling good, looking good as well. On board now, though, with the Idaho squad, who have found Cookie Man, Sebi, and the Kava 2 squad. Looks like they were able to take down one player for sure. Sebi dropped very, very low at the moment. Puppy Pug and crew have the superior positioning on this high ground. They could push if they really, really wanted to, but looks like they're going to play this one just a little bit slow here, trying to figure out exactly where these players are, and then they will, I'm sure, drop into them.
Yeah, and it looks like Sevi was able to kind of get healed up in the process. Does have some minis, not going to be able to get the full shield, but enough to be able to kind of, sit tight for a moment, kind of re-catch everything, catch a breath and everything. But with these teams kind of pushing in, Lilo and Stitch and all of them also kind of pushing in on this similar position with this Idaho team and everything.
This Arva team, again, we have not seen them too much on stream throughout this season, but able to get them both to in game 1 and now game 2. Great plays here coming out of Def, getting that high ground, but will be rotating back to Lilo and Stitch in their teammate, as they do not want to take that fight at the moment here. Looks like RX, though, for this team pushed further in than the rest of their teammates, so interesting opportunity to play for those pinch like eliminations. However, there's so many players around here. I mean, I might opt to just stay safe at that like point in time. You know what I'm saying? There's so many people. Somehow though, this Kava 2 team back up to a team of 4 and rotating to the next safe zone. Um, Looks like they're getting tips and tricks from their Kava 1 squad playing the rotation game. They are rotating, though, onto this Lavka squad, who are unfortunately down 1 player here today. However, even as a team of 3, do have 2 eliminations, looking very good as far as health as well. Lyric Essence, great loot too. Do have the purple AR and some rotation items, lots of heals as well. Trying to isolate Sebi in this 1v1. Sebi going to rotate out, taking a lot of damage here. Will not get knocked as they do complete that rotation.
And now on board with this Vava team, currently up against this Kava team coming in. Titan fight. It looks like we kind of missed a little bit of the first part of this action. But Kava Rory currently down. They're trying to revive him. Titan Fighter is going to try to push him, but is going to get taken down in the process. Looks like Real Steel.
Gummy hits a great shot.
Yeah, it looks like Real Steel's going to try to rotate out. See if they can save a little bit of their team and everything. Is currently a lot of people in this vicinity coming in for some reason up to this northernmost point on the storm and everything, the zone. We see Sergio and them down there holding up with this OVA team, as we saw last game, holding good space at the moment, keeping the builds up with Lavka, putting the pressure currently on. And we also see another team up here on that mountain also rotating in. Well, I mean, there's just so many different teams coming in on this particular point. Probably best what Subject Rex and this rest of the server team is doing, just rotating out, getting a different positioning.
Yeah, I mean, you got to rotate here in this position, and with the next zone actually like pretty far away, it's gonna be the best call to just try and get set up. As we literally see only Glitchy Sharky for IQLA, basically an amazing cat, in zone with 2 other solo players. This rotation to this zone number 6 is going to be absolutely wild, honestly, to see. Peekaboo taking a lot of damage there. The Kava team will be able to take them down. King Cooper now by themselves will take a lot of damage here from Gummy. Gummy getting those builds up will finish them off. 5 eliminations here for this Kava team at the current moment. 16 squads still up. The rotation battle is on. Everybody needing to rotate in here. I see IQLA and Arva at the moment like really set up at the very furthest part of that safe zone away from the rest of the teams here. But with the Wava squad now on our screen, Peanut Monkey taken down. Great shots there by Too Silly or Bat Bear Gem, as we know that player better. Gonna rotate now out of Storm as they absolutely need to. It is a 2-tick Storm. They do have 3 medkits, so they'll be just fine. But as much damage as you can not take, obviously, is the best thing there. NCVA stuck very deep in the Storm and in a fight. We may see them go down here pretty early in this game. Number 2, Freak in a fight with Mikey. Mikey gonna rotate out, hit that jump pad and be able to survive. But again, this Kava 2 team, like I said earlier, taking tips from their Kava 1 squad, just playing positioning. They have been in so many fights and are still a strong team of 4. Safe zone going to pull to the top side of the map now, with quite a few teams actually set up once again. In that one of them being this Tiva squad, Tuna and MGT, the only 2 players still up for this one. They did lose Fire Ace and Drip Eddie earlier in this game.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of different fights happening. I saw the NCVA team getting eliminated there in the feed. It looks like they were actually pushing Storm against this Wava and this Kava team as well. I didn't see exactly who took them down. But it does look like that. I think that's going to be a full squad wipe, if I'm not mistaken, for the NCVA team. But currently,
oh my gosh,
coming up on Glitchy Sharky is going to find them and get that elimination in while still managing this rotation in on to this OVA squad.
Silly or Bat Bear Jam, right? So good, able to see Glitchy Sharky on that rotation. Unfortunately for Glitchy Sharky, just a little bit out of that bush as soon as Bat Bear was making that rotation. But again, on board with this OHVA squad, who has been, in my opinion, the dark horse of the last 3 weeks, really coming into their own, playing very, very, very well. They have 5 eliminations to go around. Black Haven drop one of those med kits for Braden, let them get back up. Canna Whip, unfortunately, taken very, very low. Will get taken down fully, but that will not be from the OHVA squad. Too Silly, able to steal that one away from them. Wava, as always, still playing their elimination game. However, OHVA does have the advantage here on the high ground. The rotation for these two squads going to be very tough, as well as the safe zone pulls to the complete opposite side of where they are at the current moment.
Yeah, and it seems like everybody's pretty much set up waiting for this rotation. It does look like Wava is going to go ahead and start moving in that direction. On with Frag is actually going to get a pretty good elimination, this K12 PEA team, as this OVA squad kind of starts to rotate in as well. Looks like they're going to try to take maybe a few shots in on the teams rotating, but also is going to have to rotate themselves into the right places. Back on with this OVA team with Wava just right behind them. K12 PEA, one of the K12 PEA teams coming in. The rotation here is crazy. We see Wava currently on this K12 PEA team. Sergio going to go down from Exos, and he's currently trying to get to Frag at the moment. Frag putting up some good builds to be able to provide his defense. Roshkin currently down a little bit. Is going to find some med kits and stuff. Get healed up with no problems. 2 K12 PEA players still there though, and Silly is trying to get over to them. We hear a lot of different shots going on in the process, trying to find what exactly is going on. Sebi, Annihilate, Cookie Man, this Kava 2 team. Currently just on the other side of this Lavka team, Lyric Essence and Gaming Boy Nola. Team of 2, it looks like, remaining, going up against this 4. And they're actually putting up a really good defense.
9 squads. They are. 9 squads still up, 23 players still alive. Look at how small safe zone is. It's going to get absolutely nuts here in just a moment, as we do see Exos fully eliminating Frag from the K12P, one of those K12 PEA squads. There's quite a lot of players still up. Again, this rotation is going to be nuts. All of Kava 2 making the rotation here now, as it looked like Lavko is doing the exact same thing. Could have been a crazy little firefight there, but no shots were actually taken. So again, successful rotation here for this Kava 2 squad. Exos now with the Wava 1 team making the rotation as well. Instead of going in the sky, will just be building their way to the next safe zone. Stagey for the OOS Yetis still alive. Great damage here coming onto Roshkin. Third partied by the Tiva squad. 19 players still up, 6 squads now, as we do see players drop very quickly. Stagey taken down, Roshkin taken down. Again, Tiva came in and third party this Wava squad. 2 players still up, Bat Bear and Exos for Wava. They are unfortunately on the low ground now, as we see OHVA does have the high ground. They are ready for this next rotation, as well as the zone will pull up to the top side. Kava on the top, the very, very tip top of everyone at the moment here. That is the Kava 1 squad. Kava 2 on this low ground here. Now 5 squads up, 15 players still alive. If my math is mathin', there's quite a few teams that are strong at 3 or 4 players. We do see this Kava 2 team at 4, OHVA at 4 as well. Good rotation here again from them. Unfortunately, they did have to drop to the low ground. Shouldn't be too big of a deal, as they are in a fight now with Sebi. Sebi will get taken down. OHVA, again, my Black Horse playing very, very strong. Wava right on the other side of that wall here. And it is just going to get nuts here, Dustin.
Yeah, it's trying to keep up with every single thing as this rotating is happening, just because of how small this is. Braden is going to take down Twitch, though. or too silly. I mean, from and Exos is the only one remaining currently for this Wava team, with this OVA team below, and I believe is it I couldn't see who was up there. I think it's the Kava one team, but this Kava two team also trying to rotate in. Exos trying to get as many shots onto them as possible as they begin this rotation, and getting freaked down
Oh,
and Braden,
oh,
but and is able to actually get like stay healthy somehow. They're gonna have to use that chug and the floppers and everything like that to get in a good position. But Kava
yeah.
2 still currently in it, taking on heavy fire from the high ground.
That storm is ticking. That storm is hurting somehow, though. Exo's still alive for the Wava 1 team. We have 3 here for Kava 2. I believe 2. Make that 3, I'm sorry, for Kava 1 and Exos, the lone player here for Wava. It is a battle of our West Coast teams. Exos able to take down Cookie Man. And again, that storm was ticking so hard. Somehow, though, Exos still alive in this one. Annihilate, I believe, the last player up for Kava 2, as Kava 1 will be raining down fire from above. Rory does drop to the low ground, trying to get close to Exos, get a nice little bit of damage in so that their teammates can go ahead and finish off Exos. Exos trying to do the edit there on their build and get a cheeky shot onto Gummy. Gummy says, no, sir. Winning the second game for Kava aim number 1. How many? 13 eliminations for them. Victory Royale to Kava 1. Once again, as I said, for this game number 2. Wow, that got very, very tight at the end there, Dustin. So many teams still alive coming into that, what was going to be really close to our final safe zones. Um, rotation games, very on point for so many squads. That was awesome, awesome, awesome to watch. But that'll do it here for the K12 Esports League winter season in the year 2026. As always, thank you to our not only our Fortnite players who we saw tonight, but to all of our players that play in the other 5 titles as well for a fantastic regular season. We went from fall season right into winter season. It's been an insane 15 weeks of K12 Esports League action thus far. We got 3 more weeks coming at y'all with playoffs. But uh, again, I said I was going to be a broken record on this one. Players, Dustin and I, we express our most sincere gratitude to all of you. Thank you for being a participant. Thank you for playing in the league that we work so hard on and pour our souls into to bring you guys not only a competitive experience, but a welcoming place, a community that you feel safe in, and somewhere you can have fun and make some friends. So thank you all for participating with us. You make all of our hard work well worth it. With that being said, though, um, varsity and open teams for Fortnite, we will be doing the maths and figuring out exactly who will be qualifying for playoffs. We'll let your coaches know as soon as we possibly can on that. Next week, playoffs does start. Good luck to all of the teams that did qualify and players for that. Gonna be an insane next 3 weeks. Cannot wait for it. Dustin, I'm gonna keep just rolling here, man. As I feel like I'm in a flow state right now. Thank you, parents, learning coaches, guardians, for allowing your players, your kids to participate with us. Supporting them in an endeavor of esports, which was not a thing when, like we were growing up. Absolutely awesome to see. Thank you guys for real. And then to our coaches, as always, thank you all. Regular season for us is finished officially. Playoffs next week. Cannot wait for it. Shoot, broken record, but thank you everyone for real. Dustin, I'm gonna send it over to you. Do you have anything else to close out for us here today?
Sure. Actually, I think you got the majority of it and everything. So again, just thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, join back on the Twitch stream tomorrow for a special broadcast we did have with President's Day this past week. We did have a Valorant matchup then, but we are going to have a special Valorant matchup tomorrow with the Tiva team versus the Kava Bears team one and everything. So that's going to be here on the Twitch stream. University of Idaho is going to be streaming that for us. That's our last Valorant matchup for the regular season to finalize those standings for playoffs and everything next week. And yeah, just join us back next week. We should have the colleges back on board with the regular schedule with streaming next week. And then, as Robbie mentioned earlier in the stream, there are going to be some spring offerings after some of this playoff action is over with. Be sure to check the K12 website under the events extracurriculars calendar and sign up for those events. We have an Unreal Engine workshop going for 4 weeks starting in April, as well as a Smash Solos tourney that's coming your way, along with some other things that we are planning for the month of May to finish out the school year officially. But again, we appreciate you all. Thank you for
Mhm.
tuning in with us, and tune back in with us for more playoff action starting officially next week. This has been the K12 Esports League during the regular season. We're signing off for this week. We hope you have a good rest of your day.
Take care, everyone.